You're watching The Ugly Inside? Subscribe below.
Welcome to TUI Transfer Talk. We have some breaking news this afternoon. A little bit expected in my opinion, but Jose Fonte, it's been confirmed he's handed in a formal transfer request. I'm with Clive. First of all, Clive, let me just read you the words from Les Reed. He was on the radio today speaking to Sports Solent, to the BBC. But here's his own words. In the bottom line, it says, Fonte will only leave in January if there's a suitable deal on offer and Saints can adequately replace them if there's an instant replacement lined up. If not, he'll stay until the summer at least. So, Clive, what's your thoughts, mate?
I don't think it's anything we didn't know. It's just been made official. It's been the case all the way since last summer when Jose came back from Portugal. I don't think it's anything we don't know. I just think it's almost unprecedented, isn't it? That your club captain wants a transfer. That's bad news. And yet we're going to say, well, OK, we're not going to do anything about it. We're going to keep him. But if a replacement comes along, we will do something about it. But if a replacement doesn't come along by, say, probably the 20th, 25th of January, then clearly nothing's going to happen and Jose's going to be here. I think Jose's played all right. A lot of people think I don't think his performances have gone down that much this season. I think he has been professional, but it's just a bit of a very strange situation.
Yeah, that's right. And Reid also insists that Fonte, he's been offered a pay rise. Fonte's rejected it. He's been offered an extension on his contract with 18 months left to go. But his prerogative, and that was a quote by Reid, it was his prerogative to turn it down.
It is his prerogative, but the whole situation just doesn't add up. You know, for the rest of the season, if the next two league fixtures don't go our way, we could well be in almost like a relegation. Well, we probably will be in a relegation fight. I think that it's strange in that the situation has a lot of similarities with 73, 74. I know that's a long time ago, and even I was young then. In those years, you had Terry Payne, who was kind of the leader of the players, or was, before Laurie McMenemy came along. Laurie came into the club, and there was clearly a rift between Terry Payne and Laurie McMenemy. Now, I don't know if there's a rift between Jose and Claude Puel. Clearly, it's got similarities to 1973, 74. Added to that, we were, I think, fifth at Christmas and ended up finishing third bottom. So for those people who say, oh, don't be ridiculous, we're not getting relegated, I hope we're not. And I do believe we've got far too many good players not to get relegated. But until you put the points on the board, you just, you could be in a scrap. Oh, my God, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? I don't know. Do you know which way to turn right now? Do any Saints fans know which way to turn? It's so difficult. I mean, of course we're going to support the club. In the 90 minutes, and that's what we do. We go and support the club. But we've had all these top players leaving over the years, and now we've got this halfway through a season. Very difficult to bring somebody in, a centre-half especially, halfway through a season and bed them in.
That's right. And I mean, there's a few reports and gossip columns that suggest, people on Twitter suggest that Jack Stephens could now have his chance in the first team. And also, we've been speaking off camera about this situation. We've read into a lot of different gossip columns and all of the stuff that has been suggested towards us. It seems like it's all been true. Saying that there's rift behind the scenes. It all came to a head after Europa League. Cedric's been saying that Fonte should do what he wants to do. And, it looks like he's very unhappy and he wants to leave the club. But let's talk about Van Dijk then for a moment. We spoke about it in the previous video. If Van Dijk and Fonte were to leave in this window, for me, it's and if the results don't improve, it's crisis confirmed. Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah. I think Jack Stephens is an excellent prospect for the future. But do you really want to chuck him in, while things are going wrong? He's a very, very good prospect. But you don't put youngsters, you could say baptism of fire will bring the best out of him. But do you really want to put your whole Premiership future on the line by selling your centre-halves? We don't know about Virgil. The first statements coming out of the club seem to say that the club want to keep him at least till the end of the season. At least that's something positive. My gut feeling is we need Jose. Whatever his thinking is about getting away. I'd like to know what the problem is because, at his age, blimey, how long does he want on a contract? There is that. He's got 18 months. We're talking about players leaving. We should be adding. Clearly, there are deficiencies, where we haven't performed to what we expected the Saints would perform to this season. We need to add things, not take things away. We absolutely dread the transfer window. When are we going to look forward to the bloody transfer window? Really, that's what I want to see Saints. I want to see Saints fans excited by what's coming in, not gutted. I mean, we know that Jose's going to go eventually, but is halfway through a season at this pivotal time when the season's going one way or t'other, still in a couple of cups, hopefully 2 after Saturday, who knows? But it's not the right time, is it? It's not the right time to be losing your captain.
Well, of course, we knew Fonte was going to leave us sooner or later. You know, he's 33 years old. You know, the report suggests that his agent was to blame for this move. You know, he's asking for more money. I mean, what happens next?
The season's at such a pivotal point. It could go one way or the other. And you know, we really need Jose in there fighting for us. I know that, look, he has been professional. I think his performances have been professional. He cares. He gets stuck in. He doesn't wimp out of challenges. Oh, we need him. We need him. To replace him now, it's very difficult, very difficult. End of the season, I'd be gutted, absolutely gutted to see him go. But sadly, it's football, every player has a shelf life. Like I say, I think he's so Saints through and through. I think in years to come, he could come back on the managerial side. But we'll see. We'll see where that one goes. It'd be nice for him to go on a positive note. That's all I would say.
And the poster behind us, the finger is pointing somewhere. So who's the finger pointing to? Is it Claude Puel? Is it Les Reed? Is it the agent? Or is it Fonte himself?
When you're in a crisis, you need everybody pulling together. I know we've said this in the previous interview, but it is so important now that the fans stick behind the team in the 90 minutes. Whatever you think, you know, if you think Puel's a twat, fair enough. You think Puel's a twat. If you think Les Reed's a twat, fair enough. Fonte's greedy, whatever. In that 90 minutes, we're Saints supporters, and I'd like to think we're together as Saints supporters. That's one thing that we need to hold now if we're going to get through this. So come on, mushes, up the Saints.
Well, that wraps it up from us then. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you make of this situation? Our club captains. The bottom line is he's put his transfer request in. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Are there any players that stand out for you that could replace Fonte? Clive, mate, you've been great as always.
Okay, all the best, Freddie. And let's hope we just sort this mess out and look forward. You know, we've got to try and be positive here.
So that wraps it up then. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more.